All right, there we are. We are live. We have the mic up. We're going. And I just want to say welcome. It's Monday night, 7 o'clock. That means transformation program where we talk about mind and body. We talk about learning the secret language of the subconscious, of the etheric realms. You see, the way you and I communicate, words, body language, things like that, there's another level of communication going on in the nervous system. So, in our reality, in how we understand ourselves. So that being said, hello, welcome. Hopefully, I'm coming in loud and clear. I have a couple of things showing me that there's people watching. However, in the chat app, I'm not seeing anything up. So if you're seeing this, say hello. I'll see if I get a message in here, and I would love to do that. I'd love to see that. I can see the volume's coming in good, so we're gonna get started. And the foundational material that I have for you today comes from this book called Decode Your Pain. And this is based on 15 years of education, of webinars and seminars and coaching and mentorship and guidance. And I've of course applied it in my clients and my patients' lives and seeing the effects and seeing the subtle communication. Yes, happy Monday. Thank you, Jeannie, for messaging me. And so there's a lot of strategies I gained as a professional, a board certified chiropractor, yes, but also energy healer, energy intuitive, looking at different techniques and research over the last, now 20, 25 years. Wow, I started my journey in this deeper education, higher level education in 97. So that being said, I'm going to give a shout out to the sponsors. And let me see where I can send you. Number one, this is something I put together that contains life-changing strategies. This is called 4 Foundations. It's a free open access group. And in it, I have 13 videos about doing something for yourself, mind, body, spirit, and soul. How do you nourish that in this day and age? And what are simple strategies to get it in each and every day? Because I know we are busy. And let me show you this one right here. This is also if you're getting value about what I offer, if you're interested in things that I'm interested in, how do you provide yourself the nourishment, mind, body, spirit, and soul? Well, number one, the book here will feed you for a lifetime. There's literally amazing strategies in there. And this is coming from people that have sent me feedback from purchasing the book. And I'll be introducing you to some of those individuals in just a moment. Let's take a quick look here. There they are. My lovely crew sending me images of the book. They've read comments back, things we discussed. Though right here, this is on my webpage, drkeving.com, and that is in the description. Get a water filter. Get pure water in your life. There are so many. We are life. We are water. Water is life, and pure water is so essential. That's why I have 2 companies. And yes, I get a small little something to keep the channel running and operating. But this is literally a game changer in your day-to-day life. These are products I've all used, by the way. Daily and Late Messages, the Manifesting Manual, Everyday ESP, and these action, motivation, focus, vision, and service are affirmations I've used over the years, and I made audios out of them. What else do I got here for you on the shop page on my website? Oh yes, and then get the whole series for a discounted rate. And also, I want you to be aware of accessing the quantum realm of healing. And this is a program called Synergy Solutions. I'm not going to play the video, but we go live every Wednesday at noon, and that's to the world. And you get to see a little bit about some of the discussion and the conversation we have about your body, about the nerves, the muscles, the ligaments, the tendons, the bones, and how they all play a role. And it's so important because they literally are holding the memories, holding the mind space of things yet to be addressed in our life. And that's what our show here is actually about tonight. And tonight, I'm happy and excited to be talking about, if I can get it to the right spot. Here we are. We're going to be talking about the awareness, awakening, and healing strategies. And we're going to dive into, I'm going to fast forward, the Heart Meridian today. That was a lot of images there for you. We're going to talk about the Heart Meridian, and we're going to dive deeper into that tonight on the Winning in Every Situation seminar, that's a webinar, excuse me, and that goes on at 8 o'clock tonight. And if you want to access that, there is a link to sign up for that, and you will get that information. You'll get the access code to get on to the webinar. We're talking about accurate thinking tonight. I'm really excited. A couple coaches to be joining us. So here's the foundational premise we need to have awareness of for today. And that is our concepts and our precepts. See, this is where we formulate our beliefs, our perceptions, our expectations, our choices, decisions. You can see the list of things I have here. Our concepts and our perceptions are the precepts. These are things that, when combined, formulate this below list here. Hopefully I can highlight, yeah, there to there. All right. So these two terms are an awareness for you to understand how your beliefs, how your perceptions, how your expectations, how your choices, how these things come about in our life. And this is part of the awareness, awakening, and healing system. And what we're going to be doing today, and I always do this before I get started, as I'm prepping for the show here, I flip open to a page in the book and I go, boom, what are we talking about tonight? And this is after a silent moment to connect with Source, to deliver a message that is near and dear to my heart, but also a reality for every human that exists in life right now, is that our subconscious brain, our mind, the part that runs things automatically. You know, think about, you have all these organs: liver, kidney, spleen, pancreas, your small intestine, large intestine, and that's the big zoomed out view. When you get the microscope out and you zoom in, there's so much more detail. It's amazing. With that being said, it all operates in concert. It all operates as one unit. And this is coordinated through our central nervous system. Regardless of the realm, regardless of the body part, regardless of the information going on, what's being felt and what's not being felt, what your body is doing and not doing, it's all being regulated and coordinated through the central nervous system. And so more than 125 years ago, in fact, I may say this thousands of years ago, as we know it today, more than 125 years ago, there was a resurgence of input and insight into the nature of how we assist and facilitate the human condition. And just like anything in life, you need maintenance. We all need maintenance. And in some practices and procedures were being implemented, and we began to see changes that were not really noted before in the model of science as we practice it today. Maybe better stated, the model of healthcare as we see it today. And so that being said, here we are. There is a whole world of knowledge about the human body and how to facilitate, how to help nurture and grow it to its greatest potential. It does not require synthetic chemicals. It only requires the ingredients nature is providing. And so that being said, there's also the understanding of our thoughts. All right, and this is where we start to dive into the material here. So I'm going to pull it up. I have it right here for you. Not that one. We're going to dive right into page 48 in the book. All right, so I flipped open. There's the bookmark, and I highlighted here what we're going to be talking about. And really, this is an experience I want you to pick up. And it's about thinking about a time when you've received bad news. And we're going to play the opposite side too, all right? When you thought about good news. I'm not going to leave you hanging, I promise. So it's culminating to a good point here. So think about a time when you received bad news. Really visualize yourself in that situation, hearing about the news. What is it? What is the feeling in your body? See, right there, this is the strategy of the awareness game. When we begin to tune in within to the subtle sensations that are going on, then we can have greater awareness of how to self-regulate. See, this whole thing I'm talking about is about learning the games of the mind realm and how it produces the physical pain in our life. And this is reminding me about a research I came across. And let's say they measured 100 people, and each of these 100 people had signs on X-ray that they had degeneration. They had arthritis, osteoarthritis, the old age disease, disc herniations, disc bulbs, these different bone growths that are bone. Osteo stands for bone. Arthritis. Arthro is a joint. Itis is inflammation. So inflammation of the joint of the bone. Osteoarthritis. And so in itis, it's inflammation. It's not able, by the way, inflammation is part of the healing process. So the body is unable to complete the healing process. So the body formulates these things that are detectable on X-ray that anyone who gets this diagnosis goes on either some type of medication or goes to some type of physical therapy or goes to a chiropractor, goes to get osteopathic manipulation. There's lots of different strategies. People go, of course, on over-the-counter medications. People turn to herbalism and phytotherapies. There's all exercise, deep breathing programs, cold water submersion therapies. There's an infinite number, far infrared therapy. There's an infinite number of seemingly possible protocols for people to begin to incorporate into their lifestyle. Some of them are more synthetically chemical oriented. Some are surgically oriented, depending on the severity. And some are, of course, addressed holistically or vitalistically, naturally. With that being said, let's go back to the point here. Out of this 100, 50 may be expressing physical pain. This is what the studies are showing us, that it's like a 50-50 relationship between when someone has this measurable on an X-ray and when they're feeling pain. And oftentimes we equate the X-ray finding to why they're having the pain. But 50% of the people who had this on X-ray didn't have the pain. So it's not the factor. It's not the factor. In fact, another study related the information that it's basically the brain's decision when you feel pain. Now that research, when I read that, really got me thinking that when I looked up the information, I'm going to look it up before I pull it up, the 7 Hermetic laws, and you'd be interested to see what the first law is. Then we're going to bring it to a religious context for a moment. Then we're going to bring it right back to a double-blind clinical controlled study, proof, if you will. See, there is no separation. It's all one. So let's I'm gonna pull up the slide now. Here it is. The 7 Hermetic laws. The first law, the principle of mentalism. The mind is all. The universe is mental. This is the Kabbalion. Principle embodies the truth that all is mind. One of my favorite, I'm going to switch it right up. One of my favorite places to understand old, King's English, because you need a degree. You need a degree to understand King's English, and one of the most important texts that we all have was written in that language, and I doubt most of us understand how to read it. And I know I've been trying to read it for many, many, many years, and it's a challenge. So I found wonderful people that have lifetime studies and insights, and this is one of them, Jacob Israel. I'll give a shout out, jacobisrael.com. In fact, let me flash that website. Let's see if I can pull it down here. Right there. Can you see that right here? jacobisrael.com. Go to this guy. He's got a YouTube channel as well. Phenomenal. With that being said, peace, joy, and in the Holy Ghost. That's the Holy Spirit. That's the spirit of life. Life. That's the key element here. And so, and this is not what I'm not sure this isn't flowing together as I had first intended. But when we talk about, and when we talk about this idea of the higher divine, and use this term, this kingdom of God, what we believe it to be and what it may be is probably different. I know it's different than when I was learning as a younger individual, and my understanding has gotten much more sophisticated as I've seen this conversation that there's something that combines us all. All is love. Well, that's exactly what this text talks about, is that the all is love. And how do we work with this? And the reason this is important is because of the realm of the thought. Okay, so let's go back to our exercise here. Thinking about bad news. And on the next slide, I talk about thinking about good news. Okay. Let's go right here. Here it is, down here. So when you think about something bad, notice the feeling in the body. Okay, describe the sensations. Does it make your breath increase or decrease? Does it make you feel like energy is flowing or stagnant? Do you feel more relaxed or tense? Okay, so in this exercise, noticing the different qualities of the body when you're having a negative experience, then shift your focus to a positive experience, a great moment in your life, and notice notice the different qualities that you're having in your physical body. This is what they call 5D sensation, okay? You're beginning to blend awareness of an idea, a thought, with what you're noticing in the physical body, the descriptive terms of the feeling. You can use shapes and sizes and textures and colors and smells and sizes. There's many different types of descriptive terms one can assign to a feeling one is noticing in the physical body. Now, in the book, I demonstrate, and this is from other people's materials from traditional Chinese medicine, which is a 5,000 written history, and the 5-element theory and how that works. And it's an aspect of how we operate, but it's not the total picture. However, in other ways, other practices have noted different emotional states with different organs and different things that are aligned. And so that being said, I've demonstrated in the back of the book, which is part of the free download on drkevintransformations.com. You go there, there's a free gift. It's in the description. In fact, I'll drop the link here in a second. And in the back of the manual, and if you purchase the book, in the back of the actual book, you'll get a graph that talks about the body part, the emotions and feelings, and then the possible symbolism. So this becomes important because you get to begin to detect your own inner conflict. And as you apply the processes that I talk about in the body breathing technique, and if you get involved in purchasing the book, you'll get an offer to have access to the transformation program, which gives you a number of different tools and techniques to shift that energy. There's the tapping, there's the fast technique, there is the body breathing technique, which we talk about in the book. There's the monkey mind exercise. All these become important as strategies of pieces of the puzzle to get the full picture of how to get awareness and turning your pain into power. So there's a couple different stages in trying to show you all the steps and all the possibilities, because these are different concepts woven together to bring about a whole new perspective of the human body, which is an accurate way of looking at the human body, if we're going along the assumption that all is mind. And based on and this is all coming from this research I talked about, man, I gotta find that research and show it to you. The brain decides when to give you pain. Experience pain. I want to see if that pops up right now while we're talking. And if it does, that'd be phenomenal. That being said, when you're noticing a physical pain in your body, there's a number of things that we can correlate to show you the roadmap of what you're thinking and feeling. And tonight we're talking about the nature of the heart. So let's flip over there real quick. Okay. So this comes from Touch for Health, which is a layman's version of applied kinesiology. It takes traditional Chinese medicine and goes through all the factors and we can relate the meridian itself. So here's the heart meridian. It's in red. You can see it start in the underarm and go down the inside of the arm down to the pinky. And we can see this is actually one of the signs in Western medicine that when you're having pain on the arm, could be a potential sign for a heart attack. Well, interesting, that's the meridian. And we're also looking at different points along the spine that when massaged can relieve it. You can see the muscle that's highlighted that goes along with it. But there's also metaphorical questions, and it's highlighted here, top right corner, you see it. This is the mental component. So when this muscle's tight, or the spot in your spine is tight, or the heart, the physical organ itself is acting up, or you're feeling a sensation down your arm, or there's a lot going on in your life around topics of the heart, relationships. Look at the questions. What are you hiding or keeping private? Is there something that you need to reveal? What do you feel in your heart as opposed to your head? How are you in receiving and sending messages about your life to yourself and others? How is your communication and circulation within your soul or in your daily activities, literally or figuratively? See, these questions are to get you thinking about life. See, our body is life itself. Oh my goodness. Take a little break. Life itself is a mirror to where you are. So what you're getting in your environment is a reflection of what's going on within. And the mental alchemist, the individual that is looking to get better in their life, looking to heal something in your life, looking to be their best version, attain a goal, whatever that may be, has to go through some process of transformation. Now, sometimes this transformation is thrust upon us without us wanting it or asking for it. And sometimes we have asked for it. Sometimes we have set ourselves up. And then how we go about that process and how we go about looking for the answers makes all the difference in the world. And so when we're having physical pain in the chest area, we're having heartfelt pain in some type of relationship or some type of life experience, there's a calling. See, the problems that arise are for a wake-up call, for you to look at life in new ways. See, if it was running smooth, you wouldn't have an issue there. Your brain wouldn't be showing you the pain. But when something's out of balance, when something's not incongruent with that heart space, then the body shows pain, because it's about like a check engine light. It's about waking you up to something that's out of balance with your purpose here on earth, I may dare say, with what is true with your heart, what is true with what is not true with your heart, what's not true with your authentic self. That's why pain is there. Pain's important. We don't want to eradicate it, but pain is an answer. When it's there, we can welcome it because it has a message. And this is where pain is part of the transformation process. It's a requirement, in fact, because when we're comfortable, this ties into tonight's conversation, winning every situation. When we're comfortable, we're not striving for more. It's coasting. And in that coasting, it's relaxing. It's more comfortable. We don't have to do anything. Though it's in that coasting where we fall short, where we lull ourselves to sleep, where something gets in front of us that we normally would have had a handle on. Something gets out of control, where at first we had it handled. There's lots of different ways of talking about it. The point is, pain is purposeful and is to guide us into our individual greatness. It's there. The potential is there within. So let's dive in some more. Part of the reason I'm talking about all this is because we are going through a time of change that is being thrust upon us. Some of us have answered the call, some of us have not. Some of us are more prepared than others. Wherever you are in the spectrum, well, it's been time for a change and the signs are there. And this is what we call the sky clock. And essentially, you know, as I share a few images of clocks around the world that coordinate our month, our year with the signs, basically the stars. Stars are shaped in different positions. This is how sailors know where to navigate before GPS. If I could dare say, this is where the wise men knew how to find the baby king. And even space.com is getting in on it. The Big Dipper says celestial compass, a clock, a calendar, ruler. This is how our holidays are set. Beautiful. This is zoomed in on that. And much of our concepts and perceptions of life are originated in this foundational science. It's all numbers. It's all mathematical. Well, here's some of the articles I wanted to share with you. I didn't dive in. I don't know which one's which. But, you know, look at some of these top headlines. How the brain can change your experience of pain. Here's how the brain creates pain. Let's see if I can find the article I want to share with you. And let's get down to where I wanted to share with you next as well. So getting close to wrapping up. You're seeing a bunch of pictures of the physical anatomy. Let me bring that out of here for a minute while I look for the right one. Oh, I know I wanted to show you. It's right here. Yes, this is it. Okay. I gotta get this nice and centered here. Let's see if I can do this right on the fly while we're doing it. And we'll bring it right over so it looks at least halfway decent. Get the whole image. That looks pretty good. Alright, so these are some artist renditions of the human field. This is what you are as well. Yes, on the left, physical organs, muscles, bones, ligaments, tissues. But there's a whole nother layer of anatomy that is definitely being measured. This comes from an international group. What's it called? Nonetheless, it's an NGO, and they're measuring different frequencies and vibrations and waves. And this is known science now that you're just not hearing about in our mainstream news, and we're not hearing it in our mainstream healthcare. And hello, Facebook users, telling me to wait. I'm not sure what that refers to. If you want to explain a little bit more, go ahead and type it in. I'll find out more. But let's continue showing you some images of what it is to be the human being. And the reason this is so important, it really has to do with a organization called HeartMath.org, which was really one of the first major organizations that was able to demonstrate the field of the heart. Let's zoom in a little more and get a better view here. Like that. We have so this is the left side is a map of the reflexology, and on the right is the is a scan looking at different light waves that are coming off of that area. Here's a biofield scan, before and after care. These are different. Here it is. This is what I'm looking for. The heart math. This is a toroidal field. It comes off of the heart, and this is about 6 to 7 feet in extended from the center of the human body. Interesting number. And with that being said, the heart is the first organ made off the spinal cord. When the baby is being, you know, sperm and egg come together, they form something called the notochord, and off the notochord comes the heart, and then all the other organs. Ah, yes. The GDV scans, thank you. And this is that was back to the reflexology image I just demonstrated right there. Thank you, Jeannie, for that. Expert reflexologist. And so the human body, the human field, has a lot more going on. And this is a depiction very old, but it's matching our current quantum sciences that are detecting these frequencies and vibrations of what it is to be a human being in the fields. It's a wonderful thing. There's a wave of healthcare coming out. I'm hoping you're hearing about it. I'm trying to relate a piece of it by having, as we become aware of our emotional states and finding techniques and tools to bring ourselves into conscious regulation, because there is a process. There's a process of noticing something in one's life, a physical pain, to in the moment get when someone gets bad news, or even in the moment when there's like a giddiness, there's a overactivity, there is like a buying splurge or a eating binge or something. Although it feels good doing it, it's out of control. Regardless of what side of that meter you're falling on, there is a process, a series of techniques, a series of internal questions that can bring someone from this uncontrollable automatic behavior. Sometimes it's subtle, like little personal tics or whatever it may be, and then to learn to regulate that, to bring it into balance, to have the conscious regulation over the thought process, reclaiming personal power over the self. So that when presented with difficult situations, one is much more apt to maintain personal balance and right thinking, essentially navigating the stormy waters of life. And with that, I'm going to wrap tonight up. Hoping that you got some insights, hoping that you got some value. I ask you to visit drkeving.com. If you like some of what you're hearing, connect with me if you would like to be have a couple different ways of interacting. One, yes, get the book. There's a free aspect to that, a gift. I want people to have some knowledge. There's a gift, Dr. Kevin. You'll see g.com. You'll see if you scroll down different places to click on and different free things that pop up, all about giving you tools about how to navigate the emotional realm, the physical realm, the biochemical realm, and bring it into balance so that you can express your greatest self to do the job that you're here to do. And I don't know what that is. I know though that when you are living you and you're in that full-on vibrational positive state, that you are creating wonderful things on this earth. You're doing wonderful things on this earth, whether it's for your children, for your friends or your family, your neighbors, your customers, your employer, whoever it's for, your partner, even just for yourself. Even if it's just for yourself. In fact, it is just for yourself. When you're doing that, when you're in that place, life is beautiful. Life is very, very beautiful. And you're living in that spirit, in that highest self of you. And you really are creator at that moment. So blessing and best regard. Thank you for tuning in. Click over to drkeving.com, get access. And if you're looking for much more information, tonight we're going over accurate thinking in the Winning in Every Situation webinar series. Access to all those things are in the description. And other than that, I will see you next Monday night at 7 o'clock for our next transformation show. Blessings and best regards. I'm Dr. Kevin. Hello and welcome. I'm Dr. Kevin Jr. This is the first introductory video in becoming your own healer.